My name is Anna Marie Bittner, and I'm here to talk to you guys about depression and anxiety in college students. So college is a surreal kind of place. It's a hub for higher education, flourishing intellects, and astounding discoveries. But it's surreal in a different way too. We're constantly surrounded by an endless stream of our peers. Populations of 2,000, 6,000, up to 60,000 people, all our own age, doing exactly what we're doing. Just trying to make it through 4 years of classes, finals, friends, social situations, and trying to find their purpose in the world. I don't care what anyone says, that's nerve-wracking, that's stressful. And I think what people don't realize is the amount of pressure that puts on 18 to 22-year-olds nowadays. We're expected to get good grades while having a job, having close friends, graduate with honors, to a great job offer, all while staying healthy, fit, well-rested, and sane. I think that's insane. The pressure has gotten to me, and I know it's gotten to a lot of people. I had a series of experiences at the beginning of this school year that changed the way that I saw mental health and college students. I came back a week before school started to practice for recruitment events for my sorority that were going to be held during weeks 2 and 3 of the quarter. And from the day I got back on campus until the day that recruitment was over, my life was eat, sleep, sing songs about sisterhood and anchors. I did not have a single original thought pass through my mind during those 4 weeks. I was constantly surrounded by 140 other girls doing the exact same thing as me. And when that was all over, I was thrown into a set of midterms that I was wildly unprepared for. Side note for professors, midterm means halfway through the term, not 2 weeks in. Anyways, that's where it really turned south for me. I felt overwhelmed, really sleep deprived, stressed out, and I was starting to get homesick. I'm from out of state, so that happens to me, but I could tell that this time it was different. This depression and this anxiety, it really took a toll. It took a toll on my schoolwork primarily, but my relationships with my friends, my relationships with my family, it was hard for them to deal with it, 600 miles away. And my response was I just wanted to sleep it away. I wanted to sleep all my problems away. So I did. I slept on average 10, 11 hours a night for about 3 weeks and would take 2 to 3 hour naps every day. And it took a toll. It really started cutting into my studying time even more. It cut into my time with my friends, and it started having an impact on the things that I normally would be really excited and enthusiastic about. And people started to notice, which was stressful in and of itself because they noticed that I wasn't around anymore. And that made me anxious because I didn't want to go out, because I didn't want to explain to people why I was absent, why I was so out of my own head. It just created a lot of anxiety. I didn't want to explain myself. Eventually, with the help of some really close friends and my family, I dealt with these feelings of anxiety and depression. And I've moved on. I'm over it, thankfully. But it wasn't easy, and there's no miracle cure. And the reason that I'm telling you this now is that I want everyone to understand how easy it is to spiral down into those deep, dark thoughts and how hard it is to dig yourself out once you're there. Especially when you're on your own for the first time, like being in college. That being said, juniors, seniors, you're not exempt, you're not immune. The pressure gets to us all. So here's what you all need to know about anxiety and depression in college students. I'm going to rattle off some symptoms. They can include irritability and frustration, even over the little things. I know we've all had that experience. Angry outbursts, insomnia, or excessive sleeping in my case. Indecisiveness, slowed thinking, inability to make decisions, decreased concentration, feelings of worthlessness, and crying spells for no reason. Lovely. What people don't understand is beyond the emotions, there's far-reaching impacts. And those can include risky behavior, like alcohol and drug abuse or unsafe sex. People wonder why alcohol abuse and sexual assaults are increasing on college campuses. Just look at the rates of anxiety and depression. It also has a really big impact on your academic performance, which is a shame, because I know we like to say, you know, we're here for a good time, not for a long time, but really college is about getting your education. If there is a health epidemic that is negatively impacting our education, why isn't something being done about it? The American College Health Association released a report recently that said that 30% of all college students in 2- and 4-year institutions reported feeling, and I quote, so depressed that it was difficult to function. At Santa Clara, that would be approximately 1,800 students. That's a lot of people. And they basically were saying they were so depressed, so anxious, so deep in their negative thoughts that they had a hard time waking up and doing basic tasks and daily routines. So I want you to take a second to think about your close group of friends, or just a group of 3 people at Santa Clara. Statistically, one of those people is dealing with anxiety or depression. So statistically, a person that you care about, a person that is close to you, is dealing with these feelings. Statistically, about 10 of the people in this classroom are dealing with these feelings personally. I'll admit to being one of them. Are you one of the 9? So where does this come from? You know, it's a frighteningly common epidemic, but where does it stem from? My theory is it comes from that stress and that pressure that everyone, and I mean everyone, puts on 18 to 22-year-olds. Students today have a fear that if they don't get good grades, they're not going to get a good job, and they're going to be poor. And our society has conditioned us to believe that what is in our bank account is more important than our actual accomplishments and achievements. Students have a fear that if they aren't surrounded by their close friends doing fun, exciting things at all times, that they're weird, or they're loners, or they're losers. There's something wrong with them. Society has conditioned us to think that it's more important to get likes on your Instagram post than the depth and how meaningful your interpersonal relationships are. You know, society conditions us to champion showing off all of our fun things on social media platforms rather than experience them and enjoy them in the moment. Pics or it didn't happen. We're in a constant state of comparison. So who got more likes on their post? Who got the higher grade? Who's making more money? It doesn't end now, it starts now. So now you know, depression and anxiety, it's a problem in college students. And it's a health problem, but it's not being dealt with like a health problem. If there's an outbreak of the flu on campus, or if there's an outbreak of pink eye in the dorms, the school goes out of its way to treat that. The school raises awareness in an effort to prevent. So why isn't that being done for depression? Arguably, depression and anxiety is the most widespread health issue on college campuses all across America. But it's not treated that way, and that needs to change. So what can we do? Short of changing the way our society measures success, we can make it easier for students to access resources and help when they feel themselves going down that dark path. We can make it more socially acceptable. We can make it easier for kids to access things like support groups and counseling services on campus. And schools need funding for that, and that's important. It's a health issue that needs attention. If you take nothing else away from this talk, just remember it's a health issue. It needs to be treated that way. Because we can't continue to put ourselves and future generations of college students through the pressure cooker that is our late teens and early 20s. We can't continue to create the most depressed, the most heavily medicated generation in the history of the world. We need help, and the schools need to give it to us before it's too late. Thank you.